get into the nitty-gritty of our human connections. This is the relationship segment where we explore the push and pull that comes with sharing our lives with others. Relationships can be the source of our deepest joys and toughest lessons, those moments of vulnerability, trust, and sometimes tough conversations. How do we strike that balance between openness and self-protection while keeping the spark, well, however you want to define spark, alive?
Spark, eh?
Well, you set us up for those of you who caught the last segment, our love segment last Thursday. I'm trying to remember what days we released which segments. We were talking about we had our week of bickering, we'll call it.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't even call it bickering, nitpicking.
Well,
it's nitpicking's not even right.
Sparring.
Yeah,
it's just some sparring.
Which something we haven't done any of this in a long time.
It's been literally, I think it's been years.
Long enough where we can't figure out.
We can't remember how long
it was
since we had our last fight.
But
bickering, whatever.
What was it? 2 weeks ago, you said we hadn't fought in a while, and you want to pick a fight.
Well, I offer that every now and then.
Yeah,
just to.
Guess what? Apparently, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Apparently, we did. So
one of which was in the grocery store, standing there with your wallet.
That wasn't a fight.
I was condemned in the grocery line.
I had 3 credit cards I could have used. I was just pointing out that my card wasn't. The fact that we pull my card out and use my credit card all the time, sometimes it doesn't get put back in my wallet.
You saw me.
Yes, I know. Actually, I did find it. It was me, by the way. My apologies.
And I get it. On-air apology. I figured as much.
Yeah. I told you. Well, I told you that I'm just as likely to put it someplace silly, and I did. So there.
Killing me, Smalls.
I told you that I'm just as likely to put it someplace silly. I always leave that option open. Because I have a history. I know myself. I put things in silly places for reasons that made sense at the time. And I won't remember later on. So I'll put that where I won't forget it. Guess what?
And you always if you put it back in the same place every time.
Yes, but sometimes these things don't really have a place because the place is in my pocket. And so.
Not your credit card.
Yes, my place is in my pocket most of the time. All right. Anyway, why are we still bickering today? What's up with that? Can't help ourselves today. How do you keep how do you strike the balance between that? How do you just work at it? There's no set. We were talking about how do you strike the balance between openness and self-protection. Well, one, you create the conditions where you don't need to protect yourselves because you're already.
There you go.
Because there's no need for self-protection.
Yeah.
Because your partner's gonna, even when they're feeling combative, they're not going to go too far. And if they do, they will come back and say, I'm sorry, I ran too far.
We just modeled that.
So that's how you do it. And that care for each other is what keeps the spark.
You really, yeah.
Yeah. You don't need to do anything else if you just genuinely care about each other. Okay. So what's first?
Sorry, that's not very Disney, is it?
No, but we're reality. So.
Okay, let's dive in. My husband asked if our son was his and asked for a paternity test. I did not get an age. Now, he doesn't need to ask. Why does he need to ask?
Well, because.
Well, it's their son.
Do you really want to do that kind of thing without asking?
Yeah.
Right. And
yeah.
Because it's, yeah.
It involves blood.
Well, it's not even necessarily involves blood. If you're going to make that kind of I don't necessarily soft accusation, right? You don't want to be respectful just in case you're. Anyway, so the question is, does he have a reason to ask for a paternity test? She didn't say that. Did she say that in the question?
Well, in her past, she did. She cheated on him, but not with. But the boy is his. She these kind of things.
Well, then here's the thing: just do it and don't worry about it.
Yeah, do the paternity test. Let him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't fight it. Don't say, okay, if it makes you more comfortable, I'm okay. Just leave it at that, because you understand you give him reason for pause. It's not like it's completely unwarranted.
Well, she just thought they were past that.
Maybe you can be once you've take the paternity test.
Okay.
You're never going to be totally past that kind of thing. You can be mostly past it. You can be almost always past it, but it's going to creep up on occasion. And this is one of those occasions. And, it's the consequences of behavior. And the more calmly you accept those consequences, the less often they will pop up.
Yeah.
So I understand. Okay. Just don't make a thing out of it. And it won't be a thing.
And it won't be a thing. Yeah.
Okay. What's next?
Oh, this is so sad. My friend is upset and canceled plans on the day because I told her I didn't manage to get her a birthday gift due to my family situation. Please tell me what to do. Now, they're both 23 girls, of course.
Yes, because if these were 23-year-old guys, they would say, it's all good. We don't need a gift from our friend, especially if they're dealing with something. The gift is not necessary. The gift is your friendship. I don't understand why, women, as men, we don't understand why women put so much emotion into these little trinkets and things.
Okay. 14, 15, okay. But these girls are 23.
Yes. 23-year-olds these days are not mature. They haven't had to be. For whatever reason, we've allowed them not to have to mature. This is the crowd that, feeling uncomfortable to them is unsafe.
What?
Yes, I'm uncomfortable. Oftentimes, people their age, they'll tell you that they're feeling unsafe, and what they're really feeling is they're feeling uncomfortable. There's nothing unsafe about the situation you're in. You're feeling uncomfortable, but you are interpreting that as unsafe. And this is that kind of thing. Look, girls don't like to feel left out of the group, right? And if you're not giving it a gift, you feel like you're being left out of the group. That's how, generically speaking, girls operate, right?
Okay.
They get rewarded by their social communication, social network.
Yeah.
Far more than men do.
Yeah.
You can have a dude and his best friend will take on the world. They don't care. They don't need to be part of the larger group. And so when you don't get a gift for women, it feels more impactful that they're feeling they're being excluded than a guy would who just, dude, I don't need a gift.
No, I'm sorry. This is not your friend. If you have to pay a toll to be around her on her birthday. This is very sad.
Well, I just think it's, again, you said it's something that teenagers do, right? It's high school behavior. At 23 is the new 17, in a sense.
Lord help us.
Well, we need to get our young people comfortable with being uncomfortable again.
Yeah.
It started with participation trophies, right? You didn't want to feel kids feel left out. But the problem is they never got to feel left out. Never had to cope with it. And this is the response to that. At 23, they think not getting a gift because someone doesn't have the money to this month is some sign of ostracization. And it's not. It's just someone didn't have the money this month. Sorry, your birthday fell on this month. Life's like that sometimes, homie. And they don't understand that.
Told to go pound sand.
Well, that's the guy solution. If you're going to have them, I don't want to be around you anyway. But the second guy solution is don't put so much value in the trinkets that you get from your friends. Right? Learn a little something. Yeah.
It's like, seriously, it's like paying a toll to be able to be with them, you know?
Now, you want to know what the guy's toll is? You got to be fun to be around or interesting, or you got to have something, right? You can't be a lump on a log. You got to bring something to the table for people to want you around. If nothing else, you have to be interesting, right? If nothing else.
I'd be a good video game player.
Again, bring something to the table. Doesn't require much. We didn't say it had to be a lot. You're fun to play video games with. Sweet. You'll spend hours with that guy. Do you know anything else about him? Nope. You spent 10 hours playing video game. What's his girlfriend like? I have no idea. Does he have one? Don't know.
Seriously?
Yeah. Why would it come up? We're playing video games. Yeah, we wouldn't know.
Because you're spending time with someone, you don't want to know these things about them.
I know what his favorite weapon is. I know what his habits are in attacking, so I can cover his back. I know he's good at being a sniper. I know all kinds of things about him. I know what matters and how we interact. His girlfriend's not my problem.
So you don't care. Okay.
It's not that we don't care. It's that
Really?
it doesn't come up in the activity we partake in.
Okay.
It's not relevant.
It's not relevant.
Now, we may. I had to finish a thing, go to the pizza thing and have a beer or whatever, and then those things will come up in conversation. You may learn those at some point, but you're not going to learn them while you're playing the video game. You're going to learn them somewhere else over pizza or something after the video game or before the video game or when you take the break to eat pizza during the video game. That's when you're not going to learn it actually during the video game. And it's not going to be deliberate. It's just going to come up. Dude's going to get a phone call and answer his girlfriend. Oh, that was my girlfriend. Oh, cool. That's how you're going to learn. You're not going to. Yeah. Friendships aren't for interrogations, man. What's wrong with you people?
No, you just go. So tell me about you.
We'll learn about you as time goes. There's no hurry. Well, she's speechless over there. All right. So what's
I'm scratching my head literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Y'all live in a different world.
We do. All right. Men are from Mars. Women are from Venus. Man,
Yeah.
that book seems at least the title is more correct as time goes on. Okay.
My boyfriend secretly invited his parents to move into our house without telling me.
Oh, well, that was dumb. He should have at least
Now he's 30. He knows better.
knows better.
So he just thought he didn't want to approach her. So he just waited for his parents to say something.
Yeah. There's no excuse. That's just being a bonehead.
Because he didn't want to approach his girlfriend and tell her what he did.
Yeah, he was
He
afraid.
didn't want to ask her.
ultimately he was afraid of rejection, but
Yeah.
that's not an excuse. That's just not. I'm not even going to let him use it as an excuse. Sorry, your fear of rejection does not get to over. I get it. Completely understand the fear of rejection, but no, you didn't get to say your parents move in. Now, the conversation may very well go, my parents need to move in for a little while because of X, Y, and Z. Right? It may be more of an informing type of thing, depending on circumstances, than it is. But you still, for the love of God, have to have the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, don't do that. That's don't do that right there. You have to have the conversation. You may not want to. You may not know how. Right? You know how a good way to start a conversation like that when you don't know how? I don't know how to talk about this, but because then they know it's going to be awkward and kind of goofy because you're kind of stumbling on how to figure it out. So you just set the expectations for the conversation low, and you don't have to worry so much about being, you know, smooth in your presentation. You get to be awkward because you're setting that expectation up. But you've got to have it for the love of God.
Something.
Yeah, Jesus.
A letter.
Even I.
You are appalled.
Even I'm appalled. And I do dumb stuff all the time. All right.
Okay, my boyfriend slipped and accidentally told me he got me pregnant on purpose. He says I misunderstood, but I can't let it go. Where do we go from here? You need some serious counseling, is what you need to do.
Well, when people are engaging in romantic activities willingly, I have little sympathy when they end up pregnant, generally speaking, because it's always a risk, regardless of intent and even efforts at protection. Right? Nothing's 100%. So, in a sense, if you're willing to roll the dice, you've got to willing to roll craps, right? There's always that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, from a relationship perspective, he's, I don't want to necessarily say not trustworthy, but he's not trustworthy. So where do you go from here? That's a difficult question because now you've got the little, potential baby there to deal with. So, and we don't know how far along she is or isn't, or what decisions she has or hasn't made, but it doesn't seem like she's choosing to end it. Right? Because she would have.
Yeah.
You would have think that would have been a mentioned option. So
that wasn't an option for her.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is one I'd need a couple of days to actually work on a half decent answer to this. And I still don't know if I'd get a half decent answer.
But I still stand firm on counseling. If he won't go, you need to go. You really need.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to work through here.
Yeah, but ultimately, I still don't think he can be trusted. So that's going to leave that for that. Okay.
Okay, now we move into the intimacy questions.
All right.
Okay. And I'll just say the word. Okay, am I a fuckboy for preparing for sex? He's disgusted with himself. He's a widower. It's been years.
Okay.
Now he has someone who's interested, and he's down here. He's grooming, and he's, what am I doing? He was in a fit. He's all anxiety. He's worried,
No, that's not what that means. Sorry. It's not what that means. It's not a thing. Being hygienic with yourself because there's an off chance that you might, it's perfectly normal human reaction.
It is.
So You just haven't had to deal with that perfectly natural human reaction.
It's just been a while, dude.
Yeah. So the answer is no, and you know it's perfectly fine. You're all good. It's just hadn't been so long you've forgotten. Okay.
How do I turn off my brain when receiving oral? She doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And she just is worried, and she's thinking about how this feels weird, and I gotta react now, and it's just it's just a whole workout for her.
Well, one, okay, here, this is going to sound strange, but practice. Hey, do some practicing on, and why can't I think of the name? Meditation, because one of the things about meditation is you disconnect from your brain.
Yeah.
And so practice meditation. 2, you may want to think about sex therapy, but not everybody likes everything.
Yeah, maybe it's just not on the menu for you.
Yeah.
It's not an offering that you give,
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's not something she necessarily needs, right? She's receiving it. So it's one of those things that you'd think women would like, but not everybody does.
No, not everybody does.
And it's perfect.
Think it's oogie. Some people think it's oogie.
Some people think it's oogie. It's too stimulating. There's all kinds of There's all kinds of reasons, and none of them are wrong.
No.
Your feelings is what it is, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. But I would, try some things like, because especially if it's just your mind filling itself up with busy work, and so you end up getting disconnected from the whole experience. Try some meditation or some sex therapy, because you're not experiencing it real. But if you can't, you can't, and it's just find somebody who doesn't like to do that, and then you don't have to worry about it, because neither one of you are going to miss it.
You're going to be fine.
Yeah. So, all right, what's next?
Okay, this is our last question. Okay, I want intimacy once a week, but my boyfriend cannot handle it. How do I stop resentment from building?
What, they can't handle it as it's not enough?
It's not enough.
Well, because you're 22 and 21, and it's not going to be enough, because it's not going to fulfill the desire of someone who gets, horny because the wind changes direction. That's what happens at 21 year old for men. So you're going to have to disconnect the fact that he's desirous of you, all the time, with the fact that, as long as he's not upset that he doesn't get it all the time, it's the same. It's not really a problem. Desirous is one thing, but
she's afraid he's going to get resentful.
Well, that's tomorrow you's problem. Realistically, because it may or may not happen, so it's tomorrow you's problem.
Yeah.
It's not a problem now, so don't make it a problem. As long as it's not a problem, don't make it a problem.
Okay.
And you're going to have to not get resentful of him still being desirous of you the other 6 days of the week, because it's still going to happen. And here's the thing: if you're desirous of somebody 6 days a week and you only get a positive response from that 1 day a week, at some point you're going to stop being desirous of them at all. Because it's not worth the rejection. It's not resentment that you should actually be worried about. It's apathy. And then your next complaint was, how come he never tries? How can he never initiates? Because you rejected him 6 out of 7 times. Perfectly right to, but there are potential long-term dangers or consequences. Consequences can be good, bad, or indifferent, but there will be consequences. But again, part of this is age. So is what it is. Okay. Oh, wow. That was it. I didn't catch that was the last one.
I said it was the last.
Yeah, but I didn't catch that.
I need to quit.
What?
I'm sorry you missed it.
Yeah, I just didn't catch it. I don't.
Yeah.
All right. That was some intense, eye-opening discussions in the realm of relationships. So thanks for joining us on that ride. Yeah, thanks for joining us on our ride tonight. You guys got an earful. As we wrap up this episode of Late Night Love, remember, whether it's life hurdles, the embrace of love, or the dance of relationships, you're not alone in figuring it out. Tune in next time for more candid talks, and fresh perspectives. Until then, have a good night, and please remember to love everybody.
Good night.